animal, and that's the Honda. He's the second fastest Honda out there, but he's back on the 5th row. Who would ever believe it? Of course, Jorge Lorenzo. What can he do from there? His tyre choice is slightly different from everyone else's as well.
And I looked at the tyre sheet, and at the point where I looked at the tyre, the tyre sheet, there's only one person. Strange choice. He's obviously going to be pushing on those. I mean, when you've qualified so far down, he's going to
rub him a little bit, don't they? So there it is, 13 podiums, 9 poles, and 9 fastest laps so far in 29. Alpine Stars released the figures earlier on. You know, these things are running on algorithms, these suits nowadays, have all got a life of their own. When he hit the floor at turn 7, that's a massive amount of force that's gone through him. I'm amazed. He's made a rubber, Dovizioso, at the moment. Andrea really, on the form he's on this weekend, I cannot see him recovering like he did in Aragon.
It's like I keep saying, he appears to have 0.2 over everybody. If he gets the whole shot, I think he's going to...
Fuel consumption. When you spoke to Petrucci, sat by the wall a minute ago. What's all that about?
Yeah, no one's mentioned it, but it's, if you think about it, we've got those long finish straight, then from turn 1 to turn 2, then turn 3, all the way back up to 4, so...
I thought they'll have calculated it into it, but the fact they're having to calculate into it was amazed me. So then, we're not starting from there, he's got to go pit lane. He's done. Jack Miller has got to start from pit lane now. They'll get the starter in. He'll have to go to the end. 73.58 miles. Round 15 is away. And down towards turn 1. There's so much turn 1 if he can onto this back straight. We know the Honda's good, but look at this. Already the 20-year-old is out front. It is the Yamaha. Wow.
Vignales up the inside.
Wow,
He's good.
Look
He's
at
made
that.
it.
And he's got past again as through comes Mark Meyer.
They've not been losing as much as we thought they were going to. I can't believe it. Poor Jack. Had a stunning weekend, hasn't he? Fast and
Morbidelli out to the rust up as well, but it is up front. It is Quartararo that leads from Marc Marquez from Maverick Viñales. Two Yamaha are going to have the biggest old race here in Buriram, that's for sure.
Dovizioso from the 3rd row of the grid.
I just couldn't see him having the same kind of arrogant pace when he came from virtually nowhere from earlier on in the week. But Dobby battering that we're talking about with Marc Marquez, he actually got off the floor, went to the hospital, had an MRI. The only difference is we are 10 degrees hotter now than we were then.
That's right. He did a 23-lap run on his lap go.
It's faster than the Yamaha, but nowhere near as much faster. He's good on the brakes as well. That's pretty impressive round the outside.
And he thought, I'm like, there's no way he can brake that deep, surely.
Quartararo's pretty useful on the brakes, and the Yamaha down into that turn as well. It's all got to be stopped. Mass versus brakes. Still Quartararo out front, though. Well, it's a long way to go in this race, and what concerns me very slightly, when they start to lose a little bit of grip from these motorbikes, even the likes of Marc Marquez, with that Honda being as lively as it is, he's going to have a job to stay on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's challenging round here, but when you have to wrestle a near 300 brake horsepower motorcycle like this, it's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do in your life.
Moving it from side to side, the effort that has to go into this, then Quartararo, Marquez, Viñales, Dovizioso, Morbidelli, who's been having a good weekend as well. Joan Mir, the rookie, Danilo Petrucci, not the start he would have wanted. 9th for him at the moment. Alacia Spargaro up there in 10th place.
This morning, he was 19th in the morning warm-up. I mean, I have never seen Cal down in 19th place.
Area once snaps one way, snaps the other way. Marquez manages to control that apparently by using a whole load of rear. I was just looking at the Honda and I could swear I just saw a little whiff of smoke, but we'll keep an eye on it. Whatever happens, it's Quartararo under the rookie. He has answered with flying colours. He has passed every test so far. Would he crack under pressure?
First Grand Prix stalling it on the line. That is about the only mistake we've seen him make. But like you just said earlier, we've seen Jack.
Just there was that Quartararo was using, I think, just a bit of the green word.
It was close.
I don't know whether he's still
you've allowed, what is it, 2 or 3?
3, I think, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's discretionary, isn't it? By dropped a little bit by the pace of these two at the front. What did we do last time? 1:31.4. We're at the end of the lap. On a worn tyre.
Exactly. At this point, I think Marquez is not stressing. He knows it's a long race.
We've seen him and where they are and what's going on in front at the moment. And he's got to be hurt. You do not take a 26G out and not have an ache or two. And you can tell a little slower than we've seen him. He's an athlete that jumps around quite a lot, and we've not really seen that as he mounted.
Someone must have crashed anything. Marshall's running around.
You would have thought, that's for sure. So,
here comes Rossi, right over them bumps.
Yeah, he caught those bumps, got a bit of a ripple on, and that Yamaha let go. Still a relative. I expected more.
Kallio.
It was Mika Kallio that they were running for, turn 8. That's a fast old corner. He's okay, though. Took himself out of it. Oof. Hello. That's not what he wanted. Look at the airbag. That's odds on right now to be an 8-time world champion. 6 of them in Motogp. Left on the table after this one. He's got a 105-point advantage over Dobby. Dobby's only fighting for 2nd place.
is the opposite to what he said.
Yeah, but you had to qualify that. From where I was sat, he said a long time ago.
He said it was like basically on more than one occasion as well.
Yeah, but I would still say that was pre-2015. I think all know exactly where you were going.
I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. That's not what we're being told.
That's exactly what I thought when he said it, but then I sat here in the cool case, but certainly he did qualify it by saying a long time ago. Razan Razali then boss at Motogp level. Wow, who'd have bet? Who'd have bet what came up this year when Fabio Man, number 20, was down on the grid in Moto 2 and he held a sign up saying good luck to Danny Kent. Because Fabio Quartararo felt so much for him, he held a sign up saying something along the line, stay strong.
Yeah, sliding doors, eh? Wow. What a difference.
Unbelievable. Danny, if you're watching this race pace that they're on at the moment, 31.1.
That's 31.0.
That is the race pace we know he can do.
And we've not seen Fabio do consistent, like 31s, 31 zeros. So this is accurate, doesn't he? Not put a wheel out of line yet.
Nope. 20 laps to go. Race lap record was Marc Marquez in 28. Fabio Quartararo just did the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. So he's lapping at 31 zeros quite easily, it looks to me. Doesn't start. Yeah, that didn't launch how he might have liked it. But that allowed Marquez up the inside. There's Cal Crutchlow in the background there. He's out of the points. I can't believe Cal Crutchlow's out of the points. You know, that bike must be an absolute...
And he's behind Andrea Iannone on the Aprilia.
It's just not right. I mean, it's a terrible situation. And Lucio Ciales, but it's Marquez who slides into second place on the 93 bike, right up behind the 20 of Quartararo. Vinales being dropped off in third place. Dovizioso falling away in fourth place. Franco Morbidelli on the other Sepang International Circuit. Rossi's the man that's chased so far. Behind him, 21 Morbidelli, 46. 40-year-old Gobachera will be moving on, and that's a voluntary thing. I think Silvano Gobachera is moving to manage for the first time the MotoGP class and the top dog, as in name, Valentino Rossi. Rins got that so wrong, didn't he? And back comes Mir. These two are now going to be rubbing shoulders. 22-year-old Joan Mir getting the better of the 23-year-old Alex Rins.
It just looks a bit ragged.
Great bet with him. I figured it might rain for this, so I thought he might well be a podium material with that Suzuki. But
impressive to say he's caught the field already.
It really is. He's caught Lorenzo. Lorenzo's done and dusted. So
Quartararo stretching.
Look at the times he's doing. He's doing 31 low. Really bottom end 31s.
We sit back a second, not a second, but like that gap. I know it's not a big gap, but.
I just flies in here that are blowing past us. There's all sorts of bugs that are on the wall in our commentary position here as well, along with the heat.
Into the commentary box and actually said, do you think he's hanging back that bit just to keep everything cool?
I think he's right.
Heat is it ends up where your brakes and the front tyre can overheat and the motor. So
I think after one of those races, it's a relentless race. The heat, the humidity, the dehydration that you will go through, that's a long, long way. Look at your pit board every time you come past, you think, isn't it over yet?
Yeah. 10 laps to go is the pits.
Maverick Vinales, third place for him at the moment. Dovizioso still behind him by 1.6 seconds. Rins is half a second back on Rossi. He now has dispensed with Joan Mir, his younger corner. You can ram it up the inside, get it all wrong, scrabble it round, and squirt to the line and still win the race. So it's...
Marquez is in trouble here.
I think so.
That he'd be closer than that.
Yeah. That's not about draft.
For the first time this year, has got the same RPM.
500 revs more.
It's something that he's done with the software, with the ECU.
Well, it was done really to keep those engines safe. Look at the speed chart. Quartararo was always the bottom end of the speed chart every time we looked at it.
Well, he was always the bottom. From turn 1 all the way down to turn 3. He's been sort of round the mid-pack, hasn't he?
But Valentino Rossi said last time out that they've made a small step forward. It's looking Yamaha. Franco Morbidelli on a Yamaha 4th. Looking pretty good indeed for them.
So that Yamaha gets out of that.
I think it carries a lot of speed into it, and it doesn't actually slow down in mid-corner. That's where the Yamaha sees.
Like he has not. So he's just done a 1 minute 30.9 all weekend. I'm not talking about when he's doing
saving him up. That's tight. He's going to do that. Mir is pushing the doctor out. Say as well, if I may, and without meaning anything untoward, when you are 40 years old, you're 20-odd years old. There is no doubt about that. It's debilitating.
Yeah, like I've said before, there is a reason there are not misses.
As he is.
You just can't continue the relentless training, everything.
It's like a war when you're out there in this. Digging in is all very well, but you just get fatigued podiums here, and they take their helmet off, and you think, hang on a minute, there's hardly any sweat. If that was me, I'd be dripping in a bucket. Quartararo, what did we see last year when we came out of the Phillip Islands Australian Grand Prix? We're in a queue, and he's already out running and retraining for the next round.
But not jogging,
no,
running.
Flat out.
That's Fabio Quartararo, look at him. And we both said at the time, I'll tell you what, so obviously by then we knew he was going to Motogp.
Look at how that Honda closes him down in certain parts of this racetrack. And that really is the Liberty Takers past 7, where, of course, Marc Marquez launched himself. It's 5 at the line last time around between Quartararo and Marquez. And Marquez just looks then, although having said that, that was Martin 12 again next time around as we get a bit of a study on. There's that rear Michelin.
Like this, Marc Marquez is 8 times world champion. Let me just tell you this, he will not be happy. Closing in now though, but
it's closing right in now.
But
it was down to 0.3 by the way at the line last time.
Oh, like you said, round turn 5 and 6, you could just see him carrying that little bit more speed in the corner.
Having said that, the fact was he was prepared to throw it up the road. But look at this. This is where the Honda and Marc Marquez more likely. He's wondering whether there's a bit of a graining coming on the back of the Yamaha, but there isn't. It looks in good order still. The Honda there does. Well, pretty shocking the way the amount of curve that you take inside and outside. You watch it, it launches it forward. It lines. You get all the wheels go in line and it pushes forward straight away. We were watching it through qualifying.
Curves.
Remains 0.3 at the line between these two, but I don't really need to tell you that because you can see it in front of. They're over the line as well. It's a long way back to Danilo Petrucci as Alberto Puig watches. Honda would be nowhere without him.
There'd be 11th, 17 seconds behind Fabio Quartararo. And bear in mind, that's a 2018 Honda. The next 2019 Honda's 15th place. Cal Crutchlow, 33
seconds behind.
After just 13 laps. Still, I think it is, do we?
Something's going to explode there eventually. Alberto Puig seems to be a bit harsh towards Lorenzo as well. Lorenzo will be probably not during the rest of the season. There's only 4 rounds left after this one.
We don't think he's going to be Lorenzo.
Where else he might be able to go, but right now, the man on the move when it comes to
is these two.
Didn't have an indication, just had map written on the top of Quartararo, left in Quartararo's tank. From an electronics point of view.
With the lap times, I'd say not. To put it into some sort of perspective then, you've got Valentino Rossi in 8th place, is 11 seconds behind.
About the 93, if he continues where he is, will be retaining his world. Quartararo take his first ever win on a MotoGP bike. You wouldn't have said Quartararo. Certainly we knew that Marquez had, that was on the sheets for all to see. But whatever they've got, 10 degrees of track temperature warmer, and yet still that Yamaha
apex. It looks actually like he's relaxed on the bike as well.
Like he was,
he's not, yeah, just like that.
He's straight here. There are 3 pretty long straights. You get a little bit of a rest, but you don't really, not from the heat's actually out there anyway. It might be 30-35 degrees in ambient temperature. It's the humidity around is warm. Still we have Dovizioso in 4th place from Morbidelli. Where's Rins gone? Oh, he's 5th, sorry.
Is he going to do the end?
The only thing that's different is that Quartararo will know. This time around, to make Marc Marquez on the last lap go the long way round. He didn't have a choice back in Misano because the Honda was
and Marquez's strong point is the first 2 sectors of this lap. So if he does make a use his strengths, that natural turning, so he could get some track position and basically
ultimately he will do, because I think Marquez will be ahead by then, and I think Quartararo might be having a little nibble back of it. Marquez is honest, but you watch him now, we're out of 3, so up this straight, over the hill we go. It's a nice jet position, and then he's right on top of the Yamaha man, and you know he's brave, Marquez. If he can get under it,
3 or 4 laps. I think Vinales does. Takes him a few laps. Look,
there he is.
See him in the background. But it's so frustrating. Can you imagine working with him? Because if he continues to take 0.3 out, he'll have a chance. But
long way to go still in this race with PTT Thailand Grand Prix, round 15 in the MotoGP series. 9 laps to go. Oh, very simple track, nothing complicated about here, but as so often with simple tracks, very tricky to find that line they call turn 2. Hardly is. To the braking area.
Yeah, not even trying there, is it? On the throttle. Because when he needed to pass him on that sort of finish straight, if you remember the race, he just...
It's a bit like that, isn't it? There isn't a way back, provided you got the right line. And here, there is a way back.
Well,
the last. He's a good guy, Aloysius Vargo, and the Aprilia has packed it up. Well, it's a long way to come. It's a lot to endure for a failure. 3 last time around, 31-2 to Marc Marquez, and as you have said already, Maverick Vinales 31. There's a lot of those the front guys. It's only 0.2 of a second over the line, then a further 2 seconds back to Maverick and seconds behind Vinales. Then it's Rins and Morbidelli in close order. Morbidelli mere way behind them in 10th place. Dovizioso, not where he would, only gives him 13 points. That will not hold, but he really does take liberties. You know, you would think to yourself, hang on a minute, it's a world championship, I could get done and dusted, and a race win if I just time it right, but he's running right hot on the rear end of Quartararo.
There's so many reasons why. It's not just another win. Fabio Quartararo, he started the season, I mean, people were shocked he even got the ride. Nobody thought he'd do anything. Winning the Junior World Championships when he was 14 years old. At that point, people were saying, do you know what? This Moto 3 and Moto 2, it didn't quite go according to plan. And we didn't see you didn't see the talent we'd seen when there is no way he's going to let Fabio Quartararo win this race. He's going to throw everything at it.
I think if you, once again, I can't make my mind up what Marquez is actually playing at here. He's 31-0, 31-1 last time round for the top 2. And we are now into that. Make sure he's in with a position. He won the race last year at the very last corner. Dobby got down back for the win. Last year here, it was the other way round. Dobby got down the inside of Marquez. Marquez can see.
I mean, look,
and unexpected.
Within 0.4 of a second from his
absolute way that he's managed to do that. We didn't see that coming. Looked at all the sheets, the amount of studying we've been doing this week. Sheets on pre-practice 2 when he did a 23 laps on old tyres, Yamaha sheets. Yeah, saw him on a much shorter distance, we just didn't know that they could do it over this.
Yeah, fraction too far that we don't have a silly move.
Well, he's going to be forceful, that's for sure, Asians. Hopefully, we won't be seeing it again. Particularly Dovizioso, that would mean, of course, that with 100 points left on the board after this one, Marc Marquez will retain his and march on to getting it faster than he's ever won a world top 10 rounds this year, perhaps. If we extended it, didn't we? The mathematicians behind the scenes will be shouting at the screen.
That shot then of Marquez coming out of turn 1, Keith, that rear tyre,
is crying.
He's not got a lot. And Rins, we saw that obviously at Silverstone, it just didn't quite have the grip, did he?
Didn't have the grip through the final corners, but they are fun. If he ran round the curve on the inside, he'd still get to the line before the man he did a block pass on.
The corner is also an area that we've seen the Honda have issues this weekend.
Of course, snapping side to side on the brakes on the way in.
Incredible.
We have a milder version of that because of the way Marquez pulls those brakes down.
This is the section, and it's all about the drive out of here. Yeah.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah. They're very, very equal. Be contact.
Then there will be contact.
Well, yes.
Quartararo 31-2 from Vinales over the line. Next up will be Dobby. He's on a 31 to be. He's almost goading Quartararo.
Oh, here we go.
He's letting. Do you know what? I think Quartararo's let him go there. Get on the gas a fraction earlier than Quartararo. Maybe down towards turn 4 he's going to make the pass. He's been brave and he's looked high, Quartararo. It's not that he needed to know that he was there, but it's. When somebody does that to you, it's a bit cheeky.
Yeah, incredible lap times this. It's not like we've seen last year we saw some, let's say, what we call slower races where the leader would Dobby when he limit.
Right on it. As the fuel load comes down, the grip gets a little less. And the Marquez, you'll remember when he came to the first Thai Grand Prix last year. Oh, he's building again in that city. And didn't sweat a bee.
No, didn't have a bee to sweat. Got a question for you then. So we've got, doesn't try a pass. You come out of turn 11, what on earth do you do? You're going to have to try and go defensive, clear.
Well, he's going to go defensive, that's for certain. Marquez will square this one off. Quartararo.
Yeah,
how Quartararo responds to it, that's what we're going to see. You see, Quartararo's already...
Anxiety now building up, and I'm talking about Fabio Quartararo. Never won a MotoGP race. The last French in 1999 at Valencia. Actually, he's only won one Grand Prix.
2, but he got one took away.
One took away for having a faulty tyre pressure last year. But it is unknown.
95,000 tyres getting onto their feet. And there's a fair northeast of Thailand. 2 laps to go then. It's building. Has Marquez? Of course he has. It's going to be a scrabble for the line between these two, that's for certain. There's no one else in this race here. The Thai Grand Prix, his first ever Motogp race. It's all down to the Spaniard in second place at the moment. Into four.
And this is where last year he dived underneath Andrea Dovizioso into that corner.
Wrong through 4 and 5.
Yeah, the bike just turns better there. The Honda, it's almost like
Hear him screaming from the other side of the commentary box. I don't know whether you can hear him over the mics as well, but certainly there's a lot going on. Marc Marquez has been sitting there for some time.
I can't watch Keith.
Oh no, my hands are sweat. This is the last corner. The next time these two arrive here, there's going to be some battle in Buriram, that's for sure. Reckon that the Honda didn't lead there, but watch him here. He's going to build through this corner. That's what Marquez did then. He held through, but he's going to go the long way round the outside. That's incredible.
Can he get it stopped?
He
did
can't,
last
surely.
time. No, that's the limit.
Flat out. Honda leads Yamaha. Marc Marquez leads. Fabio Quartararo. Will Quartararo be... And he's making that break at the moment. Quartararo, the last chance he's got is down into the last corner. Marquez built enough to keep the Yamaha just that little bit away from him. A little bit sideways on for Quartararo. Quartararo no building to give him the Honda, but on the back of him, right there is the Yamaha. The Yamaha is building. Turn 12, we go now. It's just a short shoot to turn 12. Quartararo's going to go to the inside. He's up the line. No, it's going to be a Honda win. Marc Marquez perfectly judges the win here. He is king of Thailand. 2 out of 2 at this racetrack. He is the world champion again. 8 times a world champion will come. There is no doubt about that. Congratulations to Marc Marquez. He's put the 8 ball.
He had done it. He got it up the inside, just about got it stopped. But